Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Hello. Just turn that down a little bit. Hello wherever you are today, whatever you're doing, morning, afternoon, evening. Hoping that your day is a beautiful day. My name is Electra and I'm going to do some cards for you. And I'm hoping that day is filled with love, kindness, and your health is improving. And there is goodness and all lovely things around you. Okay, start with my first card. So I have keep getting a man a lot of the times, and most times when most psychic mediums, you don't always see men or males or whatever gender you prefer to call coming to see readers. It's more female based than male based, but I do have a man, and this man is fortunate financially. He's been through a lot, and he's been through a lot of ups, really high ups and really low downs, and the low downs have been really hard, and they've been harder to go through, but each time he's got stronger from that. There's been more strength. There is a little boy who was around this man, who he looks on like his own little him, if that makes sense. But this person's trying to organize things to sort of get blocked for some reason. Organizing something so he can help something, but he doesn't want people to know who. It's like he doesn't want people to know who he is, who he really is, or this is a situation whereas he's behind something, and he's scared. He doesn't want people to know. He's being very cautious about something, but he's wanting to help or trying to help. I don't know, I can't get that clearly, but I just know this person's being very cautious, and they're being cautious for a reason. And they're being cautious, but this is what I'm obviously meant to talk about, is they're being cautious in the most protective, right way to protect everything, to make sure the outcome is created, if that makes sense. And in order for these things to occur, this person has to put all of the, and there's other people around this situation as well, have to be very there's a thing they used to say called mum's the word, meaning mum's the word, meaning not to say anything. So it's extremely important to communicate only to those that are meant to have this communication, that mum is the word. We are not to speak about this, we are not to talk about this, we're not discuss it with the little people of some meaning reference, but you're not to discuss these things. For this to fully function and for the right outcome to happen, you have to disclose nothing, and just, you've got to be very secretive. You've got to be secretive, you've got to be wise. And the thing is that the people who have something going on, you will know what and who this is for. But there will be a situation where you've never been able to know exactly who this person was, not the man behind this, but who this person was about a certain situation, because everyone was mouthing out and telling everybody, so everybody knew everything. So who that person was able to find out everything and get away with what they were getting away with, because they were not being blamed for anything at all, but they were liking someone else being blamed. liking that that person was getting blamed, but they knew they wouldn't get caught because they were in an area where they wouldn't be getting caught, and it was hard to find them because they weren't fitting in with what's known as the little people. This sounds crazy, I'm just giving you what I'm getting. There will be someone who this makes sense for. Please stay with me, because there would be some reason behind why I'm meant to tell you this. But being quiet, confidential is the key to the lock. Quiet, confidential is the key. You can't share this with a mother, father, brother, sister, boyfriend, relationship, whoever it is in your life. You can't share any of this information that is going on, because you will distill is like a word for alcohol. I don't do alcohol. Maybe this person who's trying to do this, or do this as in trying to help a situation, is someone who's had drinking or drug problems and is trying to help themselves get better and doing the best they can to, because they feel freshness, revited. Sorry, I have dyslexia, and there's certain times I can't say certain words and I just can't say them. I think you know probably what I would say, but it's someone's doing the best they can to be the best person they can, but you've got to, in order to this to work out, pan out, be successful outcome, everybody has to be lock and key. This is why nothing was happening before, because everything was not lock and key, and people were just mouthing out this person and that person. Like, talk about it in here, talk about it in there, go and have coffee, go and have a lunch, speak with family behind closed doors, go and talk to the person down here and down there. This is why nothing was getting done, and this is why the same thing was happening again, because you were warned. The people talk. And it's so just keep that to mind. I hope that means something to you. This is relative, what I'm talking about, and the next card I've got is from that. Things are going to line up now. Things are going to line up now, but you must, all these people need to know it's not a joke. I don't need to know this or that. I don't know. I didn't mean to say I. Someone doesn't need to know this or that. They just need to know that things are happening and going on, but no one needs to know what's going on, and no one needs to know that things are going on. And the more people know, the less you will ever have of succeeding in your outcome. The less people know, the less you need to divulge to people. All people, important people, even in the important people that you think you can trust, you still have to be cautious, because these people, small community, small society, small place, small this situation's not small, this is big. Whatever it is, there's something small-minded people maybe. You can't share this. It's got to stay protected, closed, key, lock. You will get your outcome. You will get your outcome. You're going to be thanked. Someone is doing something and someone is going to be thanked. It's like, I keep getting, it's like many years ago, they still did, sometimes the Chinese did, whaling, I don't know why I'm getting this, there would be a reason. Whaling fishermen used to go out, and they would fish in the 1800s for 1700s, 1800s. Around 1800s they started to stop this, was for the whale oil. So because of light, and we didn't have electricity like we do these days, and there was lots of candles that were used. Beeswax candles were the best they'd use in places like Versailles, because they had less smoke and they didn't smell as bad. But the thing that burnt the longest and strongest was things like whale blubber oil, I'm guessing. And from that, there would be a reason to everything I'm saying. I'm getting there's a rareness, some type of rareness, like the whale that brought the light, the shining light to everything. That you would not know about this situation if it wasn't for this whale, this rare whale in the sea that are rare and that's hard. They're not like that they used to be. It's a very different type of whale. This is going to sound crazy, but someone will understand what I'm saying. Brought light to some situation, and if that never happened, you would never have known. You would never have known. So you should be very grateful that light was brought to you about a situation, because if it hadn't have come up, or it hadn't have been spoken about, or if this person or that person had continued on with how they would continue on, there would have just been destruction and destruction and destruction, and something would have been going on which was still inevitably still in a system, a tiered sort of system. So we have to set up a structure for successful outcome, and we're looking at levels, but each level is coded to something. And everything has to be redone correctly if you want the best outcome, which you do. You're someone who, I feel this is some sort of, I'm not being shown, for some reason I'm not being shown everything, only being told what I'm meant to say. This is an outcome that is streamlined, is becoming streamlined, and the key is say nothing. Just say nothing and continue on and say nothing, because other people know things get back to other people and it keeps getting back. But someone is really enjoying the destruction of something and enjoying what they're getting out of it. They're getting personal satisfaction from that, some type of jollies, like a Jack the Ripper. Some kind of jollies coming out of this person's need for trying to destroy, create, destruct, and they're enjoying it. You've got to be very, very, very careful. Think very logically. Think very, like if you were going to catch Jack the Ripper, how would you really think now, knowing all the evidence and the things that you can do to capture a certain person or a certain thing? I don't know why I'm saying this. I know I find that case interesting, like lots of many people, but there would be some relationship to this. But we need to protect. We have arguing. We have a female arguing to a male, and the female arguing to a male is about another person, and the female saying this and this and this and this on shallow terms of what they personally feel about the person, of what they've been told and what they feel, not facts, not literal utter facts, because I've never sat down and spoken to discuss all of everything, just literal things. And this is a problem person, causing problems, causing situations. So this person's reiterating this to a male. This male's wise. There's a wise male coming. He's like a swordman from the 1500s, like a knight in shining armor, and he's to a situation, and this person is they're cloaked up, they're wearing their shielding, and they're not going to put up with this SHIT, because this person is going on their own. I think they're going on a bit of a jealousy rage. This female person is on a bit of a jealousy rage, and there's jealousy bound with this, quite a lot of jealousy bound with this. But the male situation is that the person's strong and they're going to fight. And they can see that what the person's saying is basically no truth to things, because if things were what this other situation had been saying, it would not be in the disarray that everything is now in. And no one has anyone else to blame but this person has no one else to blame but themselves, because it would not have happened if it hadn't have been the complete outburst. It's like a situation where I'm getting something has built up and the person's just started keeping things in and then gossiping everywhere. Too much gossip, too many people knowing things, too much. I'm so sorry I get strange readings. That's why I don't have many followers, but that's okay. I don't know how I'd cope if I had many followers with my chronic fatigue and illness, because there would be demand to be there all the time. Someone's waiting. Someone feels like their ship has sailed. Like, I feel it's more maybe romance. Their ship has sailed. The ship has sailed into the night, and there's no hope. And there is strength coming. All I can say is there's strength coming. I'm not seeing a person as such at the present. All I'm seeing is strength. It's more I'm seeing an energy of strength coming over the water, but not seeing a person. And even this person feels like their ship has sailed and everything's gone into the night and everything's collapsing, and they're feeling sad. They're doing the best they can to be strong and to go forward. They're not going to give up, they're not giving up. And they feel so alone, but there is support coming. And whatever this support is coming, it's coming. But it's coming in a very different form and a different way. It's not seeing the physical person, but the person is seeing them. And there's a love. There's a protection, but there's a love also as well. But there's such a sadness as well in the person who feels alone. And for that person who feels their ship has sailed and there's no hope and nothing's going to happen, don't give up. Don't give up. And sometimes, I say this, sometimes it's better to be alone than being with someone who's unfaithful and not the greatest person, not honest, not truthful, not having your best interest at heart. Even if you have to wait all your life for that one person, it's better than being in a relationship where it's the wrong person and you're constantly being hurt, because it's not worth the pain that you're going through. So I feel like there's someone who's like sitting on a throne. They have like a strength, and they're building a strength up within themselves. They're being protective and trying to protect and care, but they have a lot of stuff going on in their life. A lot of stuff is going on. But for once in their life, they feel grounded. They feel they're doing the right thing for their body, and they feel like they're doing the best they can to themselves in being a healthier, better, clear-headed person. And you need to, like with weight and overeating or eating junk food or eating stuff that's not right, doesn't matter what you have in the world, what you have at your availability, you have to look after yourself, and you have to get yourself on a routine of eating correctly and fresh eating, good food that's healthy, not production food that's being collaborated together with lots of different things with different ingredients that you don't even know the names of on the back or what they mean. Eat cleanly, eat things that are good for your energy, because you need high energy. Drugs, alcohol, whatever it is, I feel that you're being clean, you're trying the best to clean yourself out physically, emotionally and spiritually, and I think you are amazing. You're doing such a wonderful ability of going forward and being able to do that. You've come very far and you've had to go through so much to be where you are, and people don't understand what you take on board, and the stress, the problems, the worries that people come to you with, and you just try to heal, you try to go forward. You try to heal these problems, you try to help, you try to create a better life for so many different people, but you need to also create a better life for you, and you want to have harmony in your life and be somewhere where you feel content, harmonistically feel that you're balanced, that you're not struggling, like someone hasn't thrown you in water and you have to paddle for hours and you can't get through. So I have a union of two people coming together, and it's a lovely union of, it's someone's, the person's got a little girl, I think they have a little girl, or something about a girl, little girl, maybe girl animal, little girl. But there's love, and there's a gentleness and kindness, and there's an understanding between you both. And you both come together at a time where you are meant to come together in life. It was always destined to be. And your outcome is something, because you both think very similarly, is there be more balance and harmony in your life. But you have to believe in yourself, and for wanting the best relationship you can have, you've got to be the best person that you are to yourself, and you've got to love who you are and yourself, because we can't really love another until we fully love ourselves and who we are inside ourselves. But I do see someone sailing in on that ship, and you're meant for each other. There's something special about you both. But I feel that at the present moment we've got a lot of fighting, different wars, many mountains to climb, different things to sort out in life. We've got stars, solar system stars. So something's going on overnight, and you're not sleeping, and you think all the time overnight. You're thinking, creating, thinking, overthinking, overthinking the overthoughts of overthinking. And all these thoughts are like, it's like ADHD on super charge in your head, and it's trying to get that quietness. And this is where I talk back to originally the breath of breathing, and learning the yogis in India and Tibetan monks, learning the breathing techniques is very important, and to learn to breathe correctively, is that a word? I don't know. And to find balance, and try not to get yourself too worked up, and trying to be cautious but protective of yourself, and know that you don't have to change everything. You can only do the best you can, but when you do things, you do them, and you do them very, very well. You do them very well, but you've got to love who you are, and learn to breathe, learn yogi Tibetan techniques, and learn to meditate, which will be probably the most hardest thing you could ever do in your life. Whoever this person is, whoever this is for, things like meditation is something you think, I just can't do it. Meditation is overruling your mind with the strength and the power and the willpower to quieten the synaptial pulsations of the mind with imageries and thoughts and collaborations in your head, to a quiet place where you can feel calm. And in order to feel that, it's not going to happen overnight. It's not going to happen sitting down, and it doesn't happen because you can't get it. It's probably one of the hardest things you will ever have to learn to do. It's not easy, and not everybody can do it, but you can do it, because you can do more than you realize. One last card from this pack. I also have fighting over children. Someone's fighting over children. It's fighting over children. And the person's still fighting over children. So, and that's, to be quite honest, that person, the fighting over children, it doesn't matter where you go, what you do, how you work it out, because they're still going to be fighting over the children. They're just like fighting with you because there's something about, they get some sort of rush from arguments and fights. And that's not positive for you, nor is it a positive place for the children or child to be. Definitely one of the last cards I've got is having balance. You must learn to try to do meditation, do some form of breathing techniques to calm yourself down, not have to rely on taking something. If you need to for something, don't ever go off of antidepressants or prescription medications, always go and see your doctor. Never just do things like that, because terrible things can happen. And if you do them, have to go down in doses or change things, always speak to your doctor, because that's what they're educated in, and they know more than what you could know, regardless of how much you study. Although sometimes you can study and tell the doctors things, because I've done that before. But I think, strangely, but it's about relaxing yourself and your mind. You have to start eating fresh. Like, you need some sugar, have some grapes, sugary grapes. They might be a bit sugary, but they'll give you the energy rather than a chocolate bar or something else. Or you want something fast because you need a fast takeaway food, get someone to prepare little meals for you if you can't prepare them yourself because you're not good at that, or if you don't have the time, because I feel time is a problem here. And so it's called time management. We need to have time management skills that actually include things for your life, your personal atma, your inner spirit being, your strength, the clarity of your mind. And you need to eat right and eat fresh, and eat things that are, if you can, that are grown. I can't think of the word. Sometimes words displace. When I'm stressed, I struggle with things, with words and things. So we want words that haven't got herbicides, pesticides, grown with genetic modifying, this, that and the other in them, which is extremely hard to come across, because genetically modified seeds and foods and things like that have been going on for a long time. And there's actually a great movie about things like that, but there's lots of corruption in that too. But you need to eat healthy as you can. Something, if you can grow it yourself, and you know that there's no, but I don't feel we have time for that. So we just need someone to, like a child going to school, except you need somebody there to pack things, to get things organized, to say you must eat this, if you're thirsty and you need a drink, have this, you need this. You need the looking after. You need that special person to look after you. But you need to look after you yourself and take responsibility. And you do a lot for everybody else, but you've got to start doing things for inner you. So I'm going to pick one last card from my happy card set. I've made my own, not making as many noises because of my hay fever and because of all the soaps. God, that they won't take away. But I made my own little chocolate, sugar-free chocolate, little bowls with like cashew, meal, and I made it from honey that I can buy locally. That's Tasmanian honey, and it's the man suggested I use, because I told him nothing helps me to use honeycomb honey, because it's the most purest form of honey. So I used a honeycomb honey, and I make these little rum balls with coconut on the outside. They don't have rum in them. I don't know why I said rum balls. And they're really lovely, and I really like eating them. And they actually, when I first made them, I thought nothing's going to help my hay fever, and because I have to, it's revolting. I have to spit things into a little tissue, or it's coughing. It's horrible. It's embarrassing. But this really worked, and this honeycomb honey, which is Tasmanian, it's better than anything I've ever used, ever tried, anything. And when I had the first little one I made, it's all natural, all healthy. I thought, oh my god, I'm not coughing anything up. I'm not having to spit things out, which sounds horrible, but I had to all the time. And it made such a big difference. I just want to say to you, I get the word love. Now I have to do this. Love. Okay. And love. That's my heart start sign. So sending love to you, putting love all around you. And I want you to be healed today from any negativity. I want you to know that you are loved. You are a beautiful person. And my last card. And the world, this is true, this was my last card. Ascendant Masters. You are divinely special. There is something very unique and very special about you. There's something you were brought to the earth to change the world. We need to change the minds of the world, of the people, to support peace. Otherwise, there will no longer be a world, and we will annihilate the earth because of nuclear weapons. So we need peace in our world. We need to divinely all get together, which takes high powered people, because we will annihilate the earth. It will happen if people in high areas do not get together to protect the earth that we live in and on and around and survive because of. Because if nuclear weapons continue the way they go, Earth will no longer be here. I'm not into the UFO, UAP thing. That's a whole nother ball game. I'm not interested in. I don't want to be interested in. I have my own thoughts on things like that though, and my thoughts are to address and say that I believe that those sort of things are us from the future that have come here because we have the ability to save a planet, because we can go back in time. This is my thoughts and I believe it. I don't care if anyone else doesn't, but this is my thoughts, and we have to start all being loving and caring and having more kindness in our heart for each other human being, regardless of where we live. And it starts here in our heart, within each other. My ring light has fallen. Oh well, it looks good. Oh, actually looks like the earth. That's a sign. Truly, I believe that's an utter sign. It looks like when you go to the moon, and there's these amazing, the first amazing photos of the moon, which I think was it 1973? Was that correct? Or was it 60? No, 67. I think it was 1973, first backdrop, because I think it was a color image. We need to look after our earth, and we need to all on this planet start to be kind to each other, protect each other, and love one another, and realize that in order to be good to each other, you need to be good to yourself to begin with. For example, I don't know if anyone's ever seen a older person, so things I like are older, but there used to be this movie called Flying High. There's different forms of it. In America it was called, I don't know, something, it was called something else, and these people were flying, but they're going to outer space, and it was all very, very funny on these different planes and these different types of shuttle plane things. And it just brings me back to the conditioning of thoughts of what do we want in this planet? Do we really want to go to other planets? Yeah, we do. I believe that. Do I believe there are other universes? I do. I believe we're multi-universal planets. I don't believe we're just one universe within lots of galaxies. I believe we're many galaxies and many universes. I believe that our universe is a very early universe. That's my theory, my thought. And I believe that as beings of light, as beings of futuristic hope, we want to look after our planet. We want to go to other planets like Mars and things like that. But we also want to not throw our stuff in the solar system, in the air, around the planet, stargazing through, satellite systems, and have our junk everywhere. If we want to go to other planets thinking mindfully, we've got to look after those planets. Look what destruction will cause to planet Earth. Do we really want to do that to somewhere else? We need to look after our home first and foremost, as much as want to have other things for the future. But the only thing to stop war is to get the heads of state to stop war, because war makes money, and that's why they like to fund war, and that's why wars happen, because wars make more money than anything else. Are always happening. We need to stop warring, put the money into something else more economically viable for the world, and have an amazing future. We want to live in peace and harmony and love, and not in abuse or cruelty. My name's Electra. I'm gonna move this. Have a lovely day. Be kind and be caring. Oh, I look horrible. I do. Be kind and caring and compassionate to each other, and remember, you do not know what each and every other person is going through in their own private little universe of their own, and little community and society and struggling street of their own. Let's be kind, be compassionate, and be caring. And judgment too. When we make judgments, those judgments that we make about people or things, remember, if you don't know something, you don't fully know something. So how can you judge? But we can make judgments, but be careful of the judgments that you make. You can destroy somebody in somebody's life. Be careful with the words you use and the way you treat people. Be kind. My name's Electra. Have a good day, evening, morning, wherever you are, and take care. God bless.